Rick, particularly those second and third quarters, but a lot throughout the game. The defense, obviously the Celtics scored 130. What did you see on that end not go the way that you guys needed it to tonight?
It was both. It was offense and defense. So we just gotta play better. When you get a start like that, it's always going to be a challenge to sustain it. But we made some mistakes that were critical mistakes. We gave up 2 threes to Hauser, just bang bang on plays that were controllable situations. So I think we were up 13, and then it went to 7, just in 2 possessions. And so look, we had some decent streak parts of the game, but you got to be able to sustain it, keep it together, all that kind of stuff, and we didn't do it.
I know numbers are less important to you than process, but a lot of the offensive numbers are at least pretty good today. What on that end was off to you?
I haven't watched the film yet, so I can't really give you a great answer. It felt like, once again, we became stagnant after a bang-bang start. And, the style we play is, trusting the pass is such an important part of it, and trusting movement. And guys have to sacrifice. They have to run, they have to cut, they have to do things many times that is going to have no direct benefit to them. And so, these are challenges that are normal challenges.
Just to dig in that a little bit more, I guess are you just not seeing the same level of off-ball movement that you want to see? Is that not been, I guess, a consistent thing?
I gotta watch the game, but I know that the number of passes and all that had to come down after the first quarter. And look, we had turnovers too. We had mistakes and miscues. So look, it's a tough game. It's I thought the fourth quarter we did some good things. The guys that ended the game did well. Cam Jones is doing some good things. I like the way those guys moved it and competed and all that kind of stuff. And that's something that those guys can build on, and our team can build on a little bit. But the second and third quarters, we got to do better.
You mentioned, you said the 2 Hauser threes were controllable situations. Did you see a lot of those? They hit 20. Certainly, a lot of those were in those 2 quarters. Did you consider a lot of their shot making to be situations that were more controllable for you guys, or how much was it just a night where they were just kind of going off?
Well, they're a great shooting team, and we did a much better job in the first game of making it tough on them. Look, Pritchard went anywhere he wanted to in the first half, particularly in the second quarter, and then second half we did a better job on them during a lot of the stretches. But him, White, and Brown, they're all tremendous scorers, and the system's built around them, and they got guys like Hauser, who's a specialist, who's a great shooter, and he made a lot of big shots. And we made some mistakes. We went under one screen. We were late on a couple of others, and we weren't good enough.
I know I've asked a similar question about this guy multiple times over the last 4 years in TJ. What certainly seemed like he livened everybody up, especially when he got into it with Jordan. How much has he just sort of maintained a fight level and shown that as it?
That's where we're at right now. That's what we need consistently, is that level of collective fight and collective will and all those things. And that was great to see. The crowd got going. He got his teammates going. All that. But it just can't be one guy generating it in the fourth quarter. We've got to have this, at the start of games, and we've got to sustain it at least at certain levels.
All the breakdowns the most today?
I think it just starts on the ball. They set really good screens. We're in a lot of various situations, a lot of switching that we normally don't need to do. So I feel like it starts with that and just normal ball screen coverage.
When they're that hot in the second quarter, how much can you, in a moment like that, feel that maybe it is you guys' defense versus just like, okay, they're just making everything? And how do you respond given how you feel in that moment?
It's definitely tough. I mean, that's kind of the league we play in, a lot of talented players. Excuse me. They got a lot of high-level talented guys on that side, so some nights are going to be tough, but this comes down to our will and our effort and energy.
How's this stretch of, you guys have lost 7 in a row now, how's that felt for you?
Not good.
I guess you mentioned the effort and energy. I mean, we talked to Pascal the other night. He was just talking about just needing to see more want from everybody, just everybody sort of wanting it more and saying, hey, we got to wake up in the morning and not want to have this feeling again. I mean, for one thing, how have you seen him express that, and have you guys kind of taken that to heart, of the message that there's got to be a higher level of effort and desire at this point?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just everybody raising their intensity, their effort. We're just going to have to get uncomfortable and do things that we're not used to doing to end up on the winning side. So usually our talent, our skill, and our shot making can take us there, but I think we have to find different ways to impact the game and just lay it out all on the floor every night.
Did you see an improvement here from this night from a couple nights ago? I mean, obviously the numbers look better. I mean, do you feel like there was an increased level of fight from what you've had over the last maybe 5-6 games before that?
Definitely better than the last game, just in terms of effort and overall energy. But I feel like we still have a long way to go to get in that win column. So it's going to be tough, but we'll pull through.
It seemed like just what TJ getting into it with Jordan Walsh sort of made a difference, I guess. I mean, like, obviously Pascal and TJ you kind of expected from them, but what do you think that did for you guys? I mean, did you see that ignite everybody a little bit, when he got into it with Jordan?
Yeah, definitely. Just the energy shifted. I mean, we're always going to have our guys back, so just going out there, just playing hard, just being conscious of the environment that we're in. The fans got into it, which was great, so we just got to figure out how to just keep that intensity high, without all the extra, curriculars and everything like that.
Jarace, Ethan had 11 off the bench. He's played a lot of. I mean, he started. He's come off the bench. Kind of, what's impressed you about his play since he joined the team?
Just his steadiness. Never going too fast. Never going too slow. He just plays the game the right way. Takes shots that are there, and just overall, just a great player.
Drew, what's you got sideways or screwy, especially in those second and third quarters on the defensive end?
Say that again?
What's you got either sideways or screwy?
What you got?
Huh?
What'd you say? Sorry.
What for you guys today got sideways, screwy, messed up in the second and third quarters, particularly on the defensive end?
Man, I felt like they hit a lot of threes. I felt like we didn't really get back in transition well. It starts with it's a full game, I think. It starts with our offensive approach. Didn't move it enough. Took bad shots, put us behind the 8 ball, then getting in transition, getting easy looks, threes. Felt like Pritchard was cooking us. Yeah.
Pelicans had 44, I think, in a quarter like a week ago, 47 for them in the second quarter today. Is there something, too, that's happened in a week? Like, do you feel like your worst defensive moments are more frequent now? Is that coincidence? How do you view that?
Yeah, I think has to say something about us sustaining a full 48-minute game and not losing focus and just continuing to trust our process on that side of the floor. Mostly starts with offense. It just puts us in a tough position on defense.
Rick and you now have both mentioned offense. What got the ball movement to stop? I mean, in the first quarter, you guys were hitting stuff. It felt like things were flowing, and then that kind of went away. Why do you feel like that happened?
Lack of trust at times. Still understanding how to play our movement offense. A lot of new guys, a lot of different roles. Just trying to figure out how to make plays within our roles.
I think to keep going on that, it seems like the ball is moving, and I think maybe Rick was just talking about not as much player movement as you need to have. Is that what's standing out to you, or guys not knowing where to go when they don't have the ball? Is that sort of maybe the biggest thing that people haven't figured out yet?
Yeah, there's a certain feel to playing off the ball and understanding when to cut, when to set a screen, when to just space, and as a whole, we're still learning that.
I think we obviously talked to Pascal after the last game. He talked at length about just needing to see more fight, more force, and feeling like, he was just saying, like this. He's like, when I lose, it matters to me. It makes me miserable the whole next day and everything. And he's we need to have that as a collective. Everybody needs to take it more serious and not feel like losing is just another game. What is that something that you've seen, basically, that there's not enough of that? That there's not enough of fight necessarily, and is it something, do you feel like you at least saw improvement from last game to this one as far as that's concerned?
I think it's tough to say. I think guys are fighting at times, but it's not consistent. It's not kind of sustained throughout the whole game. And fighting sometimes doesn't mean making shots or looking on the stat sheet, but doing those off the stats things. Sometimes we gotta just put more onus on that and value it more.
What does it take, I guess, to get that message across from the guys that have been here and have won in bigger roles than the guys that haven't? I guess what does it take to kind of get the message of what it requires from guys like you, Pascal, TJ, guys who have been a part of this and won, and get it to guys who are getting used to being around here?
Get the message across. I mean, we've lost 7 straight. I think that's an obvious message. I mean, in this league, you don't want to be on a team that's losing. So, for your personal self. So, I don't know. I think the message is pretty clear. And we just gotta do it. Go out, play hard, see where that falls us. If we have one of those nights where we lose and we play hard and the effort's there, then we can live better at night for sure.